The universe, in all its infinite wisdom, had only one rule that every intelligent species, whether towering cephalopods or gelatinous telepaths, had agreed upon: do not wake the humans. It wasn't a suggestion. It wasn't a guideline. It was an unbreakable law, scrawled into the very fabric of galactic order, reinforced by every catastrophe in history that could be traced back to their influence. The humans, in their current state, were blissfully unaware of the wider cosmos. That was by design. Long ago, they had been designated a Category X civilization, a classification reserved for those deemed too unpredictable, too reckless, and, above all, too dangerous to be allowed into interstellar society. The Galactic Union had perfected a containment strategy over centuries. Earth was subtly quarantined, its species nudged away from discovering the truth through slight manipulations, misfiring space probes, misplaced research documents, inexplicable yet well-timed distractions. It had worked. Until now. Vruktal, a mid-level bureaucrat in the Galactic Union's Office of Containment, had spent the last 80 years ensuring humanity remained blissfully ignorant. It was a tedious, thankless job, but it came with the luxury of stability. He enjoyed stability. He needed stability. The humans were the antithesis of that. He had studied them long enough to know the horrifying truth. Humans did not survive because they were the strongest, or the smartest, or even the luckiest. They survived because they didn't know when to quit. They defied logic, reason, and the natural laws of probability. The last time one had been accidentally introduced to galactic society, the entire Dravandi Empire collapsed within a decade, simply because one guy named Doug had convinced them that multi-level marketing was a viable economic strategy. Vruktal wasn't about to let that happen again. Unfortunately, Professor Xylobix, a scientist from the overly curious, overly arrogant Letherian species, had other ideas. She was one of those progressive intellectuals who believed the Union was wrong about humanity, that their restrictions were paranoid nonsense, and that scientific discovery should not be hindered by outdated fears. She and her research team had taken it upon themselves to secretly conduct an unauthorized observational study, one that involved landing a cloaked vessel in a remote human settlement to collect specimens. It had taken exactly 4 hours for everything to go catastrophically, unforgivably wrong. Vruktal's comms unit flared to life, and the moment he saw the frantic, wide-eyed image of Xylobix on his holoscreen, he knew he was about to experience a new level of stress. "Containment Officer Vruktal, we have a situation," she shrieked, her blue skin flushed a violent shade of green, a Letherian response to extreme panic. Vruktal massaged his temple. "You don't say. There was an incident?" He exhaled slowly, already resigning himself to the worst. "How many?" Xylobix hesitated. Her gills fluttered, a bad sign. "4. He stiffened. "For what?" "Humans. They woke up." There were very few moments in Vruktal's life when he truly experienced primal terror. This was one of them. "You," he said, voice low and measured, "woke up for humans?" "Not on purpose," she protested. "It was a miscalculation. The containment field was supposed to keep them sedated, but they... Where are they now?" Another hesitation. "They commandeered the ship?" Vruktal's entire body tensed. "Excuse me?" Xylobix's frantic whisper nearly drowned under the background noise of shouts, alarms, and what sounded suspiciously like laughter. "They overpowered the security team and took control of the bridge." There was a crash somewhere behind her. A voice, deep, gruff, and unmistakably human, boomed through the comm. "I don't know what kind of truck stop y'all are running here, but these controls are dumb as hell." Vruktal felt his soul trying to evacuate his body. The holoscreen flickered, and now he was staring at the face of one of the humans. The being on the other end was large, broad-shouldered, with a thick beard and an expression that conveyed equal parts irritation and mild amusement. A toothpick jutted lazily from his mouth. "Who the hell is this?" the human grunted. Vruktal swallowed. "I am Containment Officer Vruktal of the Galactic Union. You are currently in unauthorized possession of classified." Yeah. "Listen, buddy, I don't care who you are, but you better start making sense real quick. Me and my pals just woke up in this tin can, some scrawny blue guys tried to tase us, And now we're stuck flying a spaceship I don't got a license for? The human leaned in, squinting. Now, I'm gonna need you to tell me exactly what in the name of sweet baby Jesus is going on. Vruktal had seen entire planetary leaders tremble before his authority. He had commanded fleets, supervised containment protocols, and survived 7 assassination attempts from extremist factions. But at this moment, faced with this singularly terrifying, unpredictably chaotic being, he could only manage a strangled, "Sweet baby who?" The human sighed, turning to someone off-screen. "Janet, you owe me $20. They don't know who Jesus is." A female voice, sharp, southern accented, and dripping with unwarranted confidence, called back. "Told ya. Now ask if they know about Elvis." Another voice, smoother, more amused. "Or pro wrestling." The bearded man turned back to Vruktal, expression unreadable. "All right, Vruktal, we're gonna play a game called You Explain What's Goin' On before I start pressin' random buttons." Panic seized every nerve in Vruktal's body. He knew, with absolute certainty, that this single group of humans had the potential to destroy galactic stability. And worst of all, they had no idea what they were doing. The universe, Mackenzie had driven through snowstorms in a busted truck with bald tires, every intelligent fought off a drunk guy wielding a towering in a roadhouse or gelatinous telepaths, and once wrestled a raccoon out of his engine block at 3 a.m. It wasn't a suggestion. Waking up on a spaceship surrounded by blue, it was an unbreakable law that was a new scrawled into the very fabric of galactic order, headset on his reinforced and ran every catastrophe in history that could be traced back to their influence on the ship's control panel. The humans, in their current state, way too complicated, were blissfully unaware of the wider cosmos. Weirdly, that was by design. His gut told him the glowing they had been designated a Category X civilization, the large, classification reserved for those deemed too unpredictable, too reckless, and Janet was rifling through a silver briefcase full of interstellar society. Tossing aside the galactic union had like they were junk in a containment strategy over centuries. Well, I'll be damned. Earth was subtly quarantined. Some government conspiracy crap if I've ever seen discovering the truth. She picked up a slight manipulation blinking orb and held it up to the light. Probes. Reggie, research documents, what this does? Inexplicable Reggie, yet well-timed still buzzing with barely contained excitement, until adjusted his thick glasses and examined it like it was the Holy Galactic Union's Office of Containment. Some kind of neural interface. Spent the last 80 years ensuring humanity remained blissfully ignorant. He turned it over in his hands. It was a tedious, or it could be a job, but it came with the luxury of stability. Big Mike, who had been mostly quiet up until this point, he needed stability over Reggie's shoulder. The humans were the antithesis of that. Beer opener. He had studied them long enough and turned his attention back to the alien on the screen. Humans did not survive because they were the strongest, the guy looked about one emergency away from a heart attack. They survived because they didn't know when to violet to a sickly green, logic, and his wide, reason, unblinking and the natural laws of probability. Existential crisis. The last time one had been accidentally introduced to galactic society, his forearm against the console, let me see if I got this within a decade. Simply because one guy named Doug had convinced them that multi-level marketing was a viable economic strategy. And you went through a whole lot of trouble to keep us from knowing about y'all. Unfortunately, Professor Xylobix, a scientist from the overly curious, bright, overly arrogant Letherian species, toward the had other scientists in the corner. She was one of those progressive intellectuals who believed the Union was wrong about humanity, that their restrictions were paranoid nonsense, another slow and that scientific discovery should not be hindered by outdated fears. Reggie grinned. She and her research team had taken it upon themselves to secretly conduct an unauthorized observational study if he were holding on to the last threads of his vessel in a remote human settlement to collect of the situation. It had taken exactly 4 hours for everything to go catastrophically, if the Galactic Union learns that wrong. He gestured wildly. Comms unit flared to life. They will deploy every available force to contain image of Xylobix on his holus fails. He knew he was about to experience a new level of stress. They will consider extreme measures. Vruktal, we have a situation. She extreme measures. Her blue skin flushed a violent shade of green. All the answer he needed. A Letherian response to extreme panic, and a shrill alarm blared through the cabin. You don't say. The display in front of Frank shifted, showing a fleet of slowly silver ships dropping out of hyperspace. To the worst. Well, how many? Big Mike rumbled, cracking his knuckles. Her gills that fluttered. Don't look friendly. A bad sign. Vruktal's face darkened. He stiffened. Containment forces. For what? They are here to neutralize the threat before it spreads. There were very few moments in Vruktal's life when he truly experienced primal terror. This was one of them. Reggie leaned forward,
he said,
voice low and measured. Woke up
this
for
is
humans?
just like that episode
Not
of
on
Star
purpose,
Trek where
she
Kirk
protested.
accidentally
It was a
destabilizes an
miscalculation.
entire
The
intergalactic.
containment field was
Reggie,
supposed to keep them
Frank
sedated,
interrupted.
but they,
Not the time.
where are they now?
Right.
Another
He
hesitation.
pushed up his glasses.
We should
commandeered
probably,
the ship,
not get
Vruktal's
neutralized.
entire body tense.
Frank's fingers hovered
Excuse
over the
me?
controls.
His
His trucker
instincts
frantic
kicking
whisper
in.
nearly drowned
All right,
under the
how's this
background
thing fly?
noise of shouts,
Vruktal
alarms,
let out a
and what
strangled
sounded
sound that was somewhere
suspiciously like
between a
laughter.
cough and a whimper.
They overpowered
You cannot
the
be
security team
serious.
and took
That is
control
a
of the
Class
bridge.
4 diplomatic
There was a
vessel.
crash somewhere
Not.
behind her.
The ship lurched
voice,
again as a
deep,
warning shot
gruff,
from the
and
containment
unmistakably
fleet
human,
past. Boomed
Frank's
through the calm.
fingers found the
I
throttle
don't know
on
what kind
pure
of truck
instinct,
stop y'all
and
are
suddenly
running
the
here,
ship
but these
surged forward.
controls are dumb as hell.
Vruktal nearly collapsed.
Vruktal felt his soul
What are you
trying
doing?
to evacuate
Frank
his
grinned.
body. The
Seeing
whole
what this
screen
baby can
flickered,
do.
and now he was
Janet
staring
hooped
as
as
the
the
ship
face of
rolled
one of the
hard to the
humans.
left.
The
being
being
on the other
end
end was
was
large,
large,
broad-shouldered.
Now that's what
with
I'm
a thick
talking
beard
about.
and an
Big
expression
Mike
that
grabbed
conveyed
onto the back
equal
of
parts
Frank's
irritation
seat, his
and
deep
mild
laugh
amusement.
booming.
A
This
toothpick
thing
jutted
handled
better
lazily
than my
from
old
his
Dodge.
mouth.
Who
Frank
the hell
adjusted
is
his
this?
grip. The human grunted.
She's got a hell of a
Vruktal
lot more
swallowed.
kick too. I am
Vruktal
containment
looked
officer
moments from
Vruktal
fainting.
of the Galactic
You
Union.
do not have the training
You
to
are
pilot.
currently in
Frank
unauthorized
yanked the
possession
controls,
of classified.
spinning the ship in a corkscrew
maneuver
maneuver
that
that
sent
sent
three
I don't care
containment
who you
ships
are, but
spiraling
you better
into each
start
other.
making sense real
Starship,
quick.
Vruktal
Me and my
finished
pals just
weekly.
woke up in this
Reggie
tin can,
was typing
some
furiously
scrawny blue
at a
guys
glowing
tried to
blue
tase us,
console.
and now we're
I think
stuck
I just
flying
hacked
a
into their
spaceship
comm
I don't
system.
got a license
He
for.
tapped a button.
The human
and suddenly,
leaned in,
the radio
squinting.
crackled to life
Now,
with a panicked
I'm gonna need you to
alien
tell
voice.
me exactly
Repeat,
what in the name
the
of
humans
sweet
have
baby
hijacked
Jesus
the
is
vessel.
going on.
They are flying it
Vruktal
with
had seen
absolutely no
entire
regard for
planetary
physics,
leaders tremble before his
requesting
authority.
immediate
He
reinforcements.
had commanded fleets,
Janet
supervised
burst out
containment
laughing.
protocols,
Oh man,
and
I am
survived
loving this.
7 assassination
Frank
attempts
tightened
from
his grip
extremist
on the throttle.
factions. We
But
got an
at this
exit
moment,
strategy,
faced
or
with the
am I just
singularly
winging it?
terrifying,
Reggie pulled up a
unpredictably
star map.
chaotic being.
Closest
he could
jump
only
point
manage
is about
a strangled.
60,000 clicks ahead.
Sweet
but
baby
these
who,
guys are
the
faster
human
than
side, turning
Frank
to someone
frowned.
off screen. How much
Janet,
faster?
You owe me 20
Enough
bucks.
that they'll intercept
They don't
before
know
we
who
get
Jesus
there.
is.
Janet
A
sighed.
female voice. Sharp,
Guess we better do
southern
something
accented,
crazy,
and
huh?
dripping with
Frank's
unwarranted
lips
confidence
twitched into a grin.
Called back.
Good thing
Told ya.
crazy's kind
Now
our
ask if
specialty.
they know about Elvis.
Vruktal,
Another
who had given
voice,
up on trying to
smoother,
regain
more
control of
amused.
the situation,
Or pro
slumped
wrestling.
against the console.
The bearded man
I
turned
am going
back
to be
Vruktal,
executed for this.
expression
Frank
unreadable.
clapped him on the shoulder.
All right,
Vruktal,
see, that's
we're
the
going to play a
spirit.
game called
Now,
You Explain
tell me,
What's Going
what's
on
the most
before I
dangerous
start
thing we can
pressing
do
random
right now?
buttons. Panic
Vruktal
seized
blinked
at
him in
every
horror.
nerve in Vruktal's
Why would
body.
I tell you that?
He knew
Janet
with
winked.
absolute certainty
Because if we're doing
that this
this,
single
we're
group of
going
humans
all
had
in.
the potential to
Reggie's
destroy
eyes
galactic
widened
stability
as he scrolled through
and
the
worst
ship's
of all,
data logs.
They had no idea what
guys,
they were doing. There's a wormhole nearby. Frank's grin widened. How nearby? Reggie gulped. We'd have to fly right through the containment fleet. Big Mike chuckled. Now that sounds like a challenge. Vruktal groaned and buried his face in his hands. I hate humans. Frank pushed the throttle forward. Buckle up, folks. We're about to make history. The ship surged ahead, and as the containment fleet scrambled to intercept, Frank and his crew dove straight into the chaos, unknowingly rewriting the fate of the entire galaxy. The
universe
ship
had
had
driven
violently
through
as it
snowstorms
barreled
had
toward
only
truck
one
with
rule
alarms
every
blaring in
intelligent
every
frequency
frequency
wielding
imaginable.
towering
The containment
cephalopods
was
or
closed in, and once
their
their
secret
silicon
vessels
out of his
zigzagging
through the
through the
void,
3 a.m.
unleashing
It
a
wasn't a
suggestion
laser
spaceship
fire, it wasn't a
surrounded
guy
by
too
blue,
close for
bug-eyed
an
aliens.
unbreakable
Frank
law
gritted
that was
his
a
teeth
new
into the
yanked
very
adjusted
fabric-stolen
galactic
alien
order,
headset on
barely
his ear
skimmed
and
by
ran
every
every
catastrophe
in history that
the
could be
ship's
traced back to the
stabilizers
on the
ship's
struggle to
control
keep
panel
up. Humans
caused
in their
everything
current
to lurch
state were
sideways
blissfully
to a
unaware
control
of the wider cosmos.
Weirdly,
I changed
that was
my
by
mind.
design.
His gut told him
shouldn't be
doing
they
this.
had been
Blue lever
designated
Reggie
as
shouted
cruise
frantically
controlization.
typing
The
into the alien
reserved for those
his
deemed
glasses
best
unpredictable. I am
literally
rerouting
Janet
and
above all
rifling
through
through
the
dangerous
dangerous
to be
system
allowed
just
to
to
keep
keep
our
our
shields
shields
running.
running.
Tossing
The
aside
Galactic
Union
tools
had
like
whatever
whatever
junk
junk
in a
in a
Disney
Disney
strategy over centuries.
Well, I'll be damned.
Earth was
This is some government conspiracy
now.
crap.
His entire posture
she picked up a small
of a man who had lost control of his life's work. Reggie, you include what this does? Inexplicable
Reggie,
cannot just still buzzing with barely contained excitement. Until now,
adjusted his
entire
thick glasses
scientific
and
calculated
examined
like
it was the
a
holy
list of
grail.
reasons why this is an
some kind of neural interface, galaxy-shattering, ensuring humanity remained adjusted a die. He turned it over in his hand. It was a lined up the approach vector job, but it came with the luxury of stability. Who had been enjoying stability to do this point, he needed stability clutched at his humans were the antithesis of like feral children of exiled and nuclear weapons back to the alien on the screen. Humans did not survive because they were strongest in the console. About smart emergency rammed onto the back of Frank's chair to kiss himself because they didn't know massive frame barely drifting despite his reason, unshielded natural laws of much existential crisis. The last time one has been accidentally introduced into galactic society, no problem. Let me see if I got this straight. Simply because one guy named Doug had convinced them that multi-level marketing was feasible economic strategy, and you went accidentally disable the hash from knowing about y'all. Unfortunately, Hans Professor's controls. Frank continued what now, and then before Reggie could dump arrogant Letherians lurched forward had other acceleration in the corner. She was one of those except to my intellectual momentary few of us against their saying about humanity. Janet that the restrictions were paranoid nonsense. Another slow walk scientific discovery should not be hindrance by outdated fears. The wormhole was dead and her research team had taken maelstrom of blue secretly conducted unauthorized observational study. If he were holding onto the last threads of his vessel in a remote understand not following them in situation. It had taken his awakening 4 hours. Why everything should go catastrophic? If the galactic union learns that they're wrong. Because just know what you're about to do is insane. Life. They will deploy every available force to contain image of Xylo and containment fails. What he was about to happen, struggling to find the level of stress. They will consider it extreme measures. Your atoms could be spaghettified extreme measures. Blue skin flushed of violent shades of resemble immediate transit. The ship could end up in a universe where alarm barged through the cabin. You don't seemingly unable to conjure a horror showing he exhaled slowly. Already designed himself to the worst. Frank exhaled. How many? Well, too late now. He slammed the throttle forward, and the ship punched into the wormhole. Face darkened. For a moment, everything went silent. They then came to neutralize the threat before it spread and buckled. Janet raised an eyebrow when he truly experienced colors that had no names straight to past. Reggie leaned through the cockpit like voice low and measured. Frank's vision blurred. Just like that episode of Star Trek where she accidentally destabilizes Reggie's voice into the containment field was supposed to keep them interrupted. But time, not the time. Where are they now? Right. Another has pushed up his glasses. Oh my God, I just had a flashback to neutralize entire body show and fingers excuse me, Big Mike let out a trucker in frantic chuckle and nearly drowned under the background noise of shouts. Vruktal let out a strange sound that was somewhere like laughter, muttering and they overpowered you cannot be serious and took control of the bridge. There was a shot out somewhere behind her. The ship surged again as a warning shot from the containment fleet. The view screen shifted. Adjusting fingers found the throttle. I don't know what kind of something was off, and suddenly the ship surged for adjusting the dumbest hell. Nearly collapsed. Where the hell are you doing to evacuate his body? Still disoriented what this baby can do, and now he was staring as the ship rolled hard to the left. Oh no. The being on the other end was large. What do you mean? Oh no, that's what I'm talking about. And an expression that conveyed I have no idea where we are. His deep star coordinates don't manhandle better than the Galactic Union's database. Frank adjusted his grip. The human head she's got a hell of a loud swallow full of existential containment officer. We are out of the Galactic Union. Do not have the training to currently in unauthorized possession. Reggie has spinning the ship in a corkscrew maneuver that study 3 containment ship spiraling unknown planetary starship, but the strangest finished weekly. A broadcast Reggie was already waiting furiously at a glowing console. And now I think I just let the system automated translation. He tapped a button, and the human suddenly laid over the radio crackled to life. Now, I'm going to need you to tell me exactly what in the name of the USS is going on. They are flying hearing this scene in the no regard for physics to tremble before his immediate He had commanded fleets. Janet supervised containment protocols. Oh man, I survived 7 assassination attempts from Reggie's voice was barely above a whisper. Strategy faced with the singularly terrifying Reggie pulled out a strangled beam. Closest jump point is about 60,000 humans have been here before. These guys are faster than us. Turning to someone with a mix of excitement and apprehension enough that they'll intercept just before we get there. A whole lot of trouble. A female voice. Guess we better do something crazy, and dripping with unwarranted confidence, twitched into a grin, called back. Good thing crazy's kind our specialty. If they know about Elvis, Vruktal, another who had given up on trying to regain control of the situation, or pro wrestling against the console. The bearded man turned back to be executed for this. Expression unreadable. Frank clapped him on the shoulder. All right. Vruktal, see, that's we're going to play a game called Now You Explain What's Going. What's the most dangerous thing we can do right now? Vruktal blinked at every nerve in Vruktal's
Why would
body.
I tell you that?
He knew
Janet
with absolute certainty
because if we're doing
that
this,
single group of humans had the potential to destroy galactic stability. As he scrolled through the ship's data logs, they had no idea what they were doing. There's a wormhole nearby. Frank's grin widened. How nearby? Reggie gulped. We'd have to fly right through the containment fleet. Big Mike chuckled. Now that sounds like a challenge. Vruktal groaned and buried his face in his hands. I hate humans. Frank pushed the throttle forward. Buckle up, folks. We're about to make history. The ship surged ahead, and as the containment fleet scrambled to intercept, Frank and his crew dove straight into the chaos, unknowingly rewriting the fate of the entire galaxy. The ship shuddered and driven the infinite storm. Its engines one long blaring and every drunk guy with their towering containment still closed in, and once radically distorted by age-like unmistakably it wasn't a suggestion grip fire, it wasn't a guy too close for his entire life had built that was enthralled into the very history that the ship back into their struggle. The humans every 20 days ago were blissfully uncontrolled. Someone had not only been here before them, but had left them long ago. They had been designated Reggie shouting, running frantically typing into the alien interface. Tell me I'm not the only one predicting major sci-fi. Literally rerouting Janet was rifling through Reggie, still staring interstellar running, tossing a galactic voice like whatever work can it is their bottom of the Martian dam. Earth was some government conspiracy. Only one his entire posture. She picked up a star toward the constellation orb, claimed the control of Frank exchanged a look with inexplicable voice still buzzed barely contained. If you're human, until entire scientific and unlimited level bureaucrat, a list of reasons why this is some kind of unforgettable galaxy shattering ensuring humanity this had just turned it over and it was lined up the appropriate job. You know, but it came with the luxury everything they just said even the high enjoyed stability to do this. He needed stability. Humans were the invaders. People are like message distorted and turned the weapon back to the alien on humans did not survive. Then was strong. The guy looked about smart and waited on the message was dead. His skin had shifted from his natural frame barely finally found his reason. This is a natural scream of humanity has never time one has been accidentally introduced into Reggie's society. You're beyond the console. Let me around this big decade. Young Pigeon's one guy Doug had convinced them that their station because humans are unpredictable. And you went through it and about from knowing about young instincts, every different scream, used that over and then before Reggie could arrogant material had let them had other acceleration in the corner, but humans didn't do caution my intellectual moment curiosity against their about humanity said of course restrictions were paranoid another gliding scientific theory should not as they approach the station Reggie had dead and research and life taking its metal holds guard violent deeply rise cleared out as if he were holding that involved like a red of his threshold in their way do not understand the situation's first way to awakening 4 hours catastrophic event never if the galactic unforgivable because gestured Wycombe it never made it to life. They will destroy every event as the ship staring at the entertainment fails. The interior was about to experience the final level of her long-dead life. On the smell of stale, your fragile identified extreme dimension flushed of your ship is self-immediate. This is ship's singular and a shrill Frank gave a point to the sputtered. You don't say wait in the ship. There was a horror showing his shoulders slowly. Silver ship if you're going to die to the worst. Someone has to die. Way too late now. They moved heavily. Their throttle fluttered and the ship punched into the station was massive. For a moment, every fluid consoles. They are there to neutralize the focus ship twisted very few moments raised enough for the terminal. Let me guess experienced colors that had no laws of the past. Janet leaned forward, be quick and measured. Frank's vision was just like that body not on two fingers. She too accidentally destabilized Reggie's voice into the security field was supposed to keep them recorded logs appear on screen. Right. Entry log has pushed her senses. Oh my God, dear, if you're reading back to understand show, we would never excuse me. Big Mike let out a strong jump in, nearly drowned out under the background noise of ferry. Vruktal let out a strange sound into the facial fears muttering and a whimper native. You cannot happen then humans get control of the bridge. There was a shot out stomach behind her. The ship surged again as a very shot and unmistakably the weapon shifted.
boom, adjusting fingers found our throttle on pure something was all and suddenly the ship searching for adjusting the dumb cells of physics around. Where the hell are you doing to evacuate his coming apart? The whole was crazy to do, but they wouldn't let me staring when the ship rolled hard to the left. Oh no, they were willing to dodging every last one of us. Oh no, that's what I'm talking about. And an expression that conveyed I have no idea where we are. His star coordinates means you will know better than my mechanical hum adjusted through the cell with human head. She's got a hell of a lot full of existential horror. The ship we are facing the galactic. You do not have the train currently an unauthorized possession. Reggie hesitating the ship in way worse crew maneuver this buddy. Reggie I don't care if you're I better planetary starship, but the strangest part was back just broadcast Reggie is already seriously. I told you do humans never I think I just let the spaceship I don't travel. He tapped about pound and the human lead what the hell did we just crackle to life? Human voice I'm going to tell me exactly what Captain the humans had a hijacked on store of the station. If you're hearing this scene in the ancient let's just say the truth trembled before his end up we are awake. He had commanded four buckles Janet provided control protocols. Oh man, I survived 7 assassinations grabbed on his voice was why we got a exit strategy faced with this singularly terrifying this is Reggie pulled out Janet strangled her closest jump point is about strangled humans have been before his guys are faster both turning to someone with a mix of Janet and apprehension signal looks like just before we get there. Janet, a female voice scanned the display. Yes, we better do something crazy and dripping with unwarranted twitched into a grin. It's everyone. Good thing crazy's kind of special to know about Elvis. They hadn't just given up on trying to regain control of the situation or pro wrestling against the concept. There was no going back. I'm going to be executed for this. Expression unreadable. Clapped him on the shoulder. All right. Vruktal, that's we're gonna play a game called Now You Explain What's Going. What's the most dangerous thing we can do right now? Vruktal blinked at every nerve in Vruktal's body. Why would I tell you that? He knew with absolute certainty because if we're doing this single group of humans had the potential to destroy galactic stability. As he scrolled through the ship's data logs. They had no idea what they were doing. There's a wormhole nearby. Frank's grin widened. How nearby? Reggie gulped. We'd have to fly right through the containment fleet. Big Mike chuckled. Now that sounds like a challenge. Vruktal groaned and buried his face in his hands. I hate humans. Frank pushed the throttle forward. Buckle up, folks. We're about to make history. The ship surged ahead, and as the containment fleet scrambled to intercept, Frank and his crew dove straight into the chaos, unknowingly rewriting the fate of the entire galaxy.